Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with general disturbance. This is a Sturmpanzer II. It's a German Tier 4 SPG and it's located on the north spawn of Serene Coast under the command of 4Q2. Yes, it's another of my replays, I'm afraid. The 15cm gun, it's capable of 400 alpha and it's got a reload time of about 16 seconds, built on the chassis of a Panzer II that was redesigned. Take off the turret and put a huge gun in it. Now, they didn't build many of these. In fact, actually, I think it was no more than about 16 in total. And they even built a couple, I think, from the chassis of the Panzer III. And all of them were sent to North Africa. They all went to the Africa Corps, and none of them came back. They were all killed or destroyed in the desert. And you can see, the game started, I moved off to my firing position, which is a little bush, and I'm now looking for enemy targets. Okay. Well, I've got T-28 there in the dip, and I'm looking at where he might be going. Well, I've lost sight of him. Now, can I get a shot on this AMX ELC? Well, just, but I have to dial in. So just dialing in right now. Rounds out. Oh, it lands behind him, and he actually pulled away just as I fired. And we've got that T-28's come underneath the bridge now. And I'm almost reloaded, fully dialed in, but the T-28 comes around the corner, and that's given me reticule dilation because I've got a very narrow arc of field of fire on this Arty. Well, I managed to splash him, but don't actually do any damage. I've indicated my target. Almost reloaded. Lining him up. Round out. And that was a direct hit. So I know I touched him. And we notice a SAV M43. He's come up from the dip. And I'm trying to get a shot on him. Lining him up. Dialing in and round out. Kill shot. Well, that was very satisfying. 270 hit points just like that. One shot kill. Okay, now can we get this Matilda? I'm loading. I'm loaded. Okay, just dialing in on his position, though it's a long wait for the dial in. Ready to go now. Rounds out. Direct hit. 101 hit points, and he's killed immediately afterwards. Now, can we get this T-28? Well, I'm marking him. I'm hoping he'll stay where he is. Oh, I fired just as he's killed, so I've wasted a shot there. But I did hit the target, even though it was a wreck. Now, I noticed there's nobody defending the west side of the map. And even though I'm looking at where the position of that AMX ELC when he was last seen, and I think he's still there, and I fire around behind the rock, and yes, he was still there, and he was splashed by the shot, but he didn't do any damage to him. So he's still there. I've still marked him, almost reloaded, fully dialed in, and he's killed before I can do any damage to him. Okay, so we're looking over to the west side. P-43, a Crusader, and another tanker over there. They're showing up on the mini-map, but I can't see anything. We notice some enemy tanks on the peninsula. So I fire a blind round in anyway to the last known position of the P-43, but there was no damage done. And I'm now thinking I might need to move closer to the enemy, because if the P-43 and the others have moved away, then I need to get shots, and oh dear, this is a bit of a problem. Now I'm out in the open and the Crusader's turned up, and in fact actually he's fairly close, so I'm dialing in on his position. I've gone into a bush and I splash kill the Crusader for 62, so a second kill for me, and there's the M4 as well. Okay, so that was one of the other tanks that we saw. Oh, he just blew up the KV-1. I'm loaded, but I'm not fully dialed in. I fire a round in. It's a badly aimed round. I'm expecting him to appear very shortly, And there's nobody between me and that M4. No one at all. So I'm expecting him to turn up very shortly. And I think to myself, should I really stay where I am right now? And I thought, maybe not. I think I can back into the bushes. And if I back into the bushes, I can ambush him when he appears. And I knocked down a tree as I was moving. I thought, well, that's cover anyway. As you can see, I've got the rocks behind me. And they'll help as well. And I'm sure he's going to turn up in this direction. Probably along the back. So I'm going to head this way, expecting him to appear any second in front of me. Here he is, locked on. Shotgunning. 192. And he stays there. I might have tracked him, I don't know, but I stay here while I'm reloading. It's actually 15 seconds for this reload. And he comes down to try and kill me. I'm lining him up, working out where the fall of shot is. I'm almost tempting him to come over the ridgeline. And yes! Claim the next kill. So that's 3 kills. He really made a big mistake there, actually. He should have just drove in and killed me straight away. Such a long reload. There's no chance that I would have been able to defend myself. But anyway, it looks like they've cleared the heavies on the peninsula. And there's still 2 enemies left. So they've got a P-43 down there, and I'm outside range, so I need to get closer. So I'm not going to be able to get hits on those enemies unless I do. So I think I'm going to drive down the lakeside, and hopefully then I'll be able to get some shots in. Okay, there's the P-43. Lining him up. Maximum range. Oh, look at that! He drove straight into it. 236 hit points. What an easy kill. So that's 4 kills. Only 1 enemy left, and it's an Arty. And it's a birch gun. And somebody's signalling over on the other side of on the west side of the map. Well, I'm heading this way anyway, so if there is an Arty over here, I will find him. Oh, no, there he is. He's been found. Okay, I'm dialing in on him. Mark the spot. He's my kill. Well, one of my teammates has put a round into him. I fire a round in prematurely, but I get a kill shot, and the high caliber 154 hit points wins the game. 5 kills. And I get a request at the last second to platoon. Unfortunately, just too late. So let's have a look at the end of battle stat. It's an ace tank. Yes, you wouldn't expect anything less. Yeah, it was an ace tanker for Fort Q2 in the Sturmpanzer II. I got a fighter badge and a bruiser medal. Fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. I got 5, and a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. I managed to get 19 out of that one. And the high caliber, of course, the epic medal for getting the highest damage in the game. And the win 8 for that game, 7406. Let's have a look at team score. There you go, put top of the table, 1,317 hit points of damage. The next high score was the Panzer IV-H, he managed to get 1,049. And then we've got the T-28 on the enemy team, 944 to him. When it came to kills again, I've got the highest amount, I got 5. The next high score was the Panzer IV-H with 3, and then there's a whole bunch of tanks with 2 kills apiece on both sides. And when it came to base XP, yep, top of the table again, 839. 662 to the Panzer IV-H, and then 601 to the M5A1 Stuart. I fired 14 rounds in that game. I got 6 direct hits and 3 penetrations. Splash damage of 8 on 8. I did damage of 1,317 hit points, of which 925 were at more than 300 meters. So some pretty close range stuff during that game. I also damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 5 of them, and also caused 2 stuns. Even though the Panzer IV-H does have a 15 centimeter gun, it doesn't normally cause stun for very long. It's a bit like the Sturmpanzer I. It's almost momentary stun, and then it's disappeared. On the credit side, I earned 28,305 credits, and after ammunition resupply, and the ammo is fairly cheap, even though it's 15 centimeter, I still took away 24,385 credits. I received 1 blonde for getting the high caliber, and 1,258 XP times 2 for the first victory, took away 2,517 altogether. So, pretty good game, that one, in terms of the damage. And it was a bit hairy when I thought, oh, there's an M4, and I missed him. And I thought, I'm going to have to back away into the bushes and ambush this. It's the only way to get him. And it worked. And if you do come across that sort of situation in the future, you actually do equalize your risk with the enemy tank, because if he has to go wandering into a pair of bushes and he knows that there's somebody in those bushes who's got really good camo rating and a really good camo crew, he's going to stumble into you and you're going to get a shotgun onto him first, and that's going to make a big difference. So it is an equalizer, using the terrain and using the bushes and the camo to your advantage. Well, anyway, if you enjoyed that game, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.